like to introduce our next program. It's a networking program. It's a networking program called Filling Your Funnel Faster, and it's going to be presented by a fellow by the name of Dave Sherman. Since 1998, Dave Sherman has been a professional speaker, trainer, and best-selling author, specializing in teaching companies and individuals how to find and land new customers by mastering the art of networking. He's the founder and president of Dave Sherman Speaks, a speaking, training, and coaching organization that teaches people how to mix, mingle, and schmooze, which is what we do. Dave is the father to Lindsay and Matthew and lives right here in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona. And he loves golf, also something that we do so well, and any kind of travel, all types of movies, and his only real vices these days are Diet Mountain Dew, a good bottle of red wine, and a great cigar, the same vices that we quite often share with each other. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you my friend, Dave Sherman.
One of the biggest misconceptions in business today is that your job, your goal, your mission is to go out and find more sales, is to find and locate more sales. Well, my role today is to explain why I don't believe that is true. Because I believe that if all you're really thinking about is trying to find more sales, that's kind of like you worrying about a 12-foot putt before you hit your drive off the deck. Okay, so what the goal of this is this presentation is called Filling Your Funnel Faster. Because I'm a big believer that sales are important. It drives revenue, it increases profits, it puts money into your pockets. But if you spend more time driving more people into your pipeline, your funnel, whatever you want to call it, the sales are going to be able to take care of themselves. So this program, as I said, is called Filling Your Funnel Faster. As it says, my name is Dave Sherman. You will notice that there is an email address on there. I didn't just put that up there for the sake of putting it up there. For those of you that are thinking to yourself, wow, I should write this down, or wow, there's some great information on that slide, my recommendation is, if you are interested, I will be more than welcome to send you copies of these slides. So if you're sitting here saying to yourself, I'm too full, I can't take any notes, okay, drop me an email at that email address, and I will make sure I send you a copy, or there you go, take a picture with your phone, even better. Okay, and I will make sure I send you a copy of this presentation. Just drop me an email and just say, please send slide deck. I'll send it right out to you. If you look at the thing that makes most small business owners crazy, it's the idea of finding more new customers. As you can see, almost half small business owners deal with having to find new customers. So my job today is to cover a couple of different things. I'm going to cover two ways on how I believe you can fill your funnel faster. The first one is called life cycle marketing. The second one is called face-to-face networking. Now it's really interesting. I have heard, the word networking used a bunch, leading up to this, and it's on signs, and, it's on announcements, and I'm assuming there are a lot of you sitting here going, great, we're going to talk about something that I already know how to do. Well, I'm going to promise you, in this whole face-to-face networking part, I know that there are bunches of you in here that are saying, I know how to do it, I don't really like it. Well, the problem is most of you never learned how to do this, and I'm going to show you how you can like this and actually turn it into profit and be able to fill your funnel faster by using networking. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. So let's dive right into this. I am assuming all of you at some point have heard the phrase life cycle marketing. You've heard the words put together, but what I want to explain to you is a concept that was created by a gentleman who owns a company that I work for. Besides being a professional speaker and trainer, I also do partner training for a large software company in Chandler, which is about 20 miles southeast of here, called Infusionsoft. One of our co-founders, a gentleman by the name of Scott Martineau, created this idea of life cycle marketing to create a simple 7-step process that any business could follow to be able to increase the amount of prospects they're bringing in, increase the amount of sales that they are closing, increase the amount of upsells they're closing, and increase the amount of referrals that they are going to get. So 7 steps of life cycle marketing are attract interest, capture leads, nurture your prospects, convert sales, deliver and satisfy, upsells, and get referrals. So when I ask those questions, is there anyone in this room that has the pride enough to raise their hand and say to themselves, in my company, we do all 7 of those things as well as we can? Perfect. Because if you did, I would have recommended you go find another place to go for the next 45 minutes, because you're not going to need to know this. But so far, I've asked that question to thousands and thousands and thousands of people. No one's raised their hands. Because when you look at these 7 steps, there are some of you that say, oh yeah, we're really good at this, and we're really good at this, but there's other parts that you're going to be dropping off on. My job today is to go over all 7 of these steps and give you tips, tools, and most importantly, action steps on how to use it once you get back to your office. Because I'm a huge believer that education without implementation is a complete and total waste of time. My goal is to provide you with good content, and then to be able to provide you with some action steps. So if there's a particular tip up here you want to take advantage of, you can jot down those tips and you know what you're going to have to do Monday or Tuesday or whenever you get back into your office. So let's dive right into this and let's take a look at attracting interest. You know, when it comes to attracting interest, this is a matter of getting people to know about your business, getting people to know about what you do. And what most of you have is a website. And I had the opportunity to do a little research, and I looked at a bunch of your websites, and you know, as I looked at the websites and I, started to think about how much I wanted to cover on this one, I decided that it was time that we started taking a serious look at your website. And the way I want to do this is by asking one very simple question. I can't answer that question. I can tell you I've been to many of your websites, but I'm going to keep my opinions to myself. Because to be honest, I can think however I want. It's you folks that have to identify the question, does your website suck? And I apologize for those of you that are offended by this word, because I thought about putting stink or is your website bad or something like that. The crazy part about it, no matter what you think about this word, it gets across the point I'm trying to get across. Because there are those of you saying to yourself, he's right. My website does suck, and we're going to talk about this and how to make it better. So we're going to make this very simple. You want a better website? Well, I'm not talking about going in, because I got to assume you guys are in the sales world. You're not, most of you, I'm assuming, do not go in and do all the coding and all the changes and everything that has to be done on your website. So I'm going to take this at a slightly higher level so you can start thinking about the content that you went in there. First thing is, be honest with your website. An ugly, horrible, terrible website that produces sales, leads, and profits is a phenomenal website. A website that looks like $1 million and makes less than $100 every month is a terrible website. So what I need you to do is I need you to go back to your offices on Monday, and I need you to pull up your website and look at it and be honest and say to yourself, is my website doing the job it's supposed to be doing? Don't compare it to other people, just look at what you're trying to get across. So you need to be honest to see if your website's doing what you want it to do. Second thing you have to think about is content is everything. When was the last time you folks actually looked at the content on your website? Now, I looked at a lot of your websites. A lot of your websites have blogs on them, which is brilliant, because you're updating the blogs and you're putting new content on there. But I know at least 2 websites that I looked at that the last blog post was 4 months ago. That's not good, because it's saying to me, if they don't pay any attention to their blog or their website, are they going to pay attention to me as a customer? Please understand, content is everything. They want to know what you can tell them. They are looking for information. They're looking at your website to see, can you solve their challenges? Can you alleviate their pain? And you do this through great content. Last thing is, you have to keep it fresh. How many of you in here can honestly tell me you have made a good content change to your website within the last 4 weeks? Okay, about 8 of you, 9 of you. Okay, I applaud you. Okay, because there are some of you in here that are going, the last 4 weeks, we haven't done it in the last 4 years. This is where it goes back to the be honest part. You know, if some of you are sitting here feeling a little uncomfortable, it's really funny. I've been speaking a long time. I've been doing this about 17 years. So in the very beginning of my speaking, cell phones weren't as prevalent as they are today. I can always tell when I'm making a lot of people uncomfortable. Okay, when they're all listening to me, but then a lot of people start looking at their phone because they don't want to listen to what I'm telling you. There are those of you in this room that I am making uncomfortable right now because you know these are issues for you. I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable. I'm just trying to make you think. My job as a presenter is to make you think about things that are not currently on the forefront of your brain. These are 3 things you need to work on your website. So, action steps, very quickly. I want you to go through your website and look at every single page. Okay, I want you to make the necessary updates, add new content, ask your network. If you're curious if your website is doing it or not, ask some of the people in this room. You know, we're going to talk about networking and things like that, but this group is a network. I know that. I've read the MDNA website. You know, it mentions in there that it's all about the networking opportunities. And the last thing is don't fall in love with your own content. I used to sell advertising for a newspaper here in town, and I used to write our own ads, and it'd be like, this is the greatest ad in the world. And then somebody would say, no, we really don't like it. And I would defend it endlessly because I was in love with my own content. Don't fall in love with what's on your website. Fall in love with the things that are going to convert people to prospects and customers. Okay? So, that's the first part of attracting traffic. Second step I want to look at is capturing leads. Now what we've done is we've created a parade of people coming to your business through your website, through your advertising, things such as this. So now we have attracting leads. Capturing leads. The way you capture leads is by